good latke has to be very crispy on the outside and it has to have threads around the edges. Nice and golden brown. The onion that we grate on top gives it kind of a moistness to it. It's pretty delicious.
Hi everyone, I'm Jake Kalick, co-founder of Made in Cookware, joined here by a very, very special guest, the person that taught me my love for food, one of my favorite cooks, flew in all the way from Boston, my mother, Kelly Kalick. She's here to teach us entirely from scratch how to make her famous latke recipe just in time for the holidays.
All right, Jake, you're going to make the latkes.
Okay.
I will supervise.
All right.
You can start by peeling your potatoes.
All right, with a Y peeler.
With a Y peeler.
Love it.
Yep, you move pretty quickly with that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want your potatoes to brown.
Okay. What's the difference between these potatoes and something else?
So these have more starch to them. They're a little meatier.
Okay.
And they just make the latkes taste better.
There you go.
How's he doing on speed?
I would have had them all done, but that's okay. I'm not judging.
Why don't we have Mom step in for the third one?
Okay,
right,
and so like now we're just going to get this done.
Yeah.
Okay? Even if you lose a finger, it's worth it just to get it done. All right. We're going to use a food processor fitted with a grating disc.
Okay.
So so this is, wait a minute. Is this backward? You were trying to mess me up on purpose.
I was trying to mess Jake up.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay, you have to get up pretty early to mess me up.
Okay.
We're using a food processor fitted with a grating disc.
Okay.
Because that will give your potatoes the nice shreds.
Okay.
So these are pretty hefty potatoes. They will not fit in the lengthwise.
Okay.
Do them on an angle.
Okay.
So you can fit them in, and you'll see it will give you the long shreds of potato.
So we got to
Try that.
I don't know if this is going to.
Push it down.
All right.
There you go. See, now you got it. All right.
So you're alternating between the potatoes and the onions.
Alternating between the potatoes and the onions.
Yep.
The juice from the onions will prevent the potatoes from browning
Okay.
while we're doing this all.
Okay.
And it's just easier because now you've already started to blend the potatoes and the onions.
Okay. All right, so we have one potato and one half of an onion in there.
Right.
And we're going to keep
Now
going.
you're going to do the same. I'm talking Jake through it, but when you're actually doing it at home, this just takes minutes. Once you've peeled your potatoes and you've gotten your onions ready, you're just banging them out.
We're keeping one half of an onion left.
Right, and we're going to box grate that on top of the potato onion mixture.
Taking this out,
We're going to take that out.
and this is where we have to drain the moisture out of the mix.
What we're going to do,
Yep,
cheesecloth, dish towel,
Yep.
line a bowl,
yep.
dump your potato onion mixture out. So you can see at the bottom, they're just beginning to turn.
Yep, turn brown.
Yep.
Yep.
So you want to get all of that out of there.
Okay.
You really want to get this dry. You want the juice of the onions and potatoes out of there.
Yep.
Just make sure there's no, see, now look at this. See, that you want out. It's just a giant piece of onion that came out.
Okay.
So we'll get rid of that. You might get one or two.
one, yeah.
You might get one or two pieces. Get it together
Yep.
like a little bundle,
Yep.
and you want to start squeezing it,
Yep.
and you just keep wringing it.
Yep.
Those are very juicy onions.
And how do you know when it's dry enough?
When there's no more liquid. I mean, you're still getting a lot of liquid out. What I do, and I'm not going to demonstrate, I do it in the kitchen sink, but I anchor myself against the wall of the sink with the ball of mixture facing me inside the sink. It's almost
Like lean back like a lunge?
yeah,
Or
I
like
do lunges.
Like a squat
I
almost?
do lunges, so that's
Yeah, so
I do
I'll
a lunge.
demo it. It's
I
kind
do
of more like, like support your
but-
core.
Yeah,
and
there
then-
you go,
and then-
it works.
And then, yeah,
and it's
so,
a very
but
good exercise.
that video cannot live on the internet. That's my mother.
Okay, now wait. Don't put it back in the liquid.
Okay.
Okay, keep going. There's really a lot of liquid coming out. And now you're going to dump that
Yep.
inside.
Okay, so this is the mixture of potato and
Yep.
onion.
Yep, make sure it's all out of here. See, it's all shredded and it's nice and dry. And it's already mixed because you That was the best part of mixing the onion and the potato. Jake, last
Yep.
part. Take this,
Yep.
put that on
So
top
this
of
is
it.
the Kalick secret trick.
Yeah, I mean,
on a
if you
box
want,
grating.
I'm not as good at grate. You can grate it right on top if
let's
you
try
want.
that. This is like a nightmare right now. I'm crying. It's
Okay.
like butchered.
So, I'm not judging.
Yeah. First time in the kitchen.
So if you can see that,
And I'm picking up these chunks here.
yeah, pick up the chunks, but it's paste, there's more of a paste.
Yep.
It just kind of binds it in a little bit better. It helps, I think, with the interior of the potato latke.
Awesome.
What you're going to do is you're going to toss
can do
this
that,
to
yep.
mix it together.
Okay. So this is all mixed up.
Yep.
Still only onion and potato.
Right. So now to this, we're going to sprinkle some kosher salt. This is diamond crystal because in the Northeast, that's what we have, and I've gotten used to it. So now I use it all the time.
Okay.
Flour.
Flour. Heavy-handed on the pepper.
Heavy-handed on the pepper. We
You
like
got it.
pepper in our family. This should be done quickly.
Okay.
This is all you're doing is mixing it.
Okay,
You're going to
great.
add an egg at a time.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going
Just
to beat this egg.
lightly.
Okay.
Perfect. Jump. Put it right in there. All right. So this is just a little too dry, and it's not going to patty up. Add the extra egg. And again, sometimes I have extra large in the fridge. Sometimes I have large. It doesn't really matter. That's why I use one at a time. You're just going to mix it up. See now, can you see how it's
Yeah.
it's coming together?
Yeah,
and
you could tell that
you
you
can
can
hear
form
it a
these
little
into
bit.
a patty.
Yep. Yep. So now I just scrape it. All right, see, so now you can see that this is going to form
Yep.
into a patty.
Great. So we've set up the station. We have the carbon steel fry pan on
Yep.
the stove over medium to high heat. That's almost hot. We've got the mixture of the potato and the onion and the egg and everything else next to the stove.
Yep.
Tell us about the paper bag trick and
Okay.
the origin of it.
Okay, so I do use a sheet pan and a paper bag, a brown paper bag. I use a brown paper bag because I was clearly out of paper towels one day, and so thought to myself, well, brown paper bag is the same thing. And I found, and this is not scientific, it doesn't absorb, doesn't suck in the oil like the paper towel, so I've continued to use it. And that's my paper bag. There you go.
Awesome.
Okay, so we are ready. If it sizzles,
Yep.
we're ready to go.
Oh.
Ah,
Sizzling.
Sizzle.
Starting to cook. We're probably good to go.
We're probably good to go.
All right.
I found the easiest thing to do is take the spoon and the fork.
Okay.
It looks like a good amount.
Yep. So you're really not even forming it until
No.
it goes into the pan.
Now, see, that to me is a good height, no baking powder, and it's going to cook. So why don't you do, I usually do 3.
3 in a pan at once.
3 in a pan. So this is a 12-inch?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, 3.
So it's about 1/3 of a cup per scoop. These might be a little generous.
I was just going to say, Jake is very hardy. Yeah, so now, all right, no, you're good. So now I use a fish spatula. It just is easy. It's
Yep.
the greatest invention ever.
is. That's
you
why we're
introduced
making
me
one.
You introduced me to fish spatulas.
yes,
And
they're
I
the
love
best.
them. So now I have them and use them for absolutely everything. Look at how this slides around.
Yep.
It doesn't stick.
Carbon steel is great for anything where you're frying with a little bit of oil. The difference between carbon steel and cast iron is the pores in carbon steel are a lot smaller, so you don't need as much oil to fill the pan up. In a cast iron skillet, you're dumping oil in and it's getting absorbed in these larger pores. Here, you're using a little bit of oil. It's really staying in the pan and getting hot and getting a nice crisp. It also just gets up to speed quicker. You can control the heat in the pan a lot easier. So if you feel like you're burning the latke, you can turn the heat down. And in carbon steel, the heat will actually leave the pan. And you can really control how everything's cooking in the pan.
Can you see the brown on the sides?
Yep.
So going underneath,
Yep.
see what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
That's a good flip. Sometimes I literally flip off the side of the pan and let it slide.
Yeah.
And you don't
Pro
burn.
tip.
Pro tip, you don't burn your fingertips. Even if you lose a finger, it's worth it. You want to flip that one?
Yeah, let me try it off the side of the pan, like you said. Look at that. I mean, I broke it a little bit, but yeah, could have done better.
All right. You did a great job.
Thank you for the support.
Resist the urge to squash the latkes.
Heard.
That's why we're not using baking powder.
Yes.
We want to keep that fluffiness.
Okay.
That first one that we dropped,
Yep. Is probably good.
probably good.
All right, I'm going to pull it off
You use
onto
your-
the paper bag.
Okay. Can I just take a peek at these? Because I have to trust that these are coming along. Okay, they are. Don't add more latkes until we grab these out.
Okay.
Don't cool down your pan. And I also take away, well, these little pieces here, you can see, we take these and we put them, and this is what everyone snacks on while I'm cooking latkes. The little strands. So Jake, you did your 3?
Yep.
You did a great job. Now I'm going to do 3. Don't need to add any oil. I am going to mix a little bit, but carefully not get the juice that is settling in the bottom. I mound them to about 3 inches in diameter and about 1 inch thick. Seems to be a good, and my pan is very hot. Once they're in the pan, if you want to add a little bit extra to any of them, go ahead and add them. Don't forget the oil is hot. This amount, the 3 potatoes, 2 onions,
Yep.
should make about 12. About 4 minutes aside.
Smells delicious.
Smells good.
I actually like them a little bit more under. I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Ah,
I mean,
okay.
a little bit of difference in texture. And
Okay. Okay. When you get to the bottom of the bowl, you're going to realize there's liquid in the bottom. You're going to be careful not to incorporate that. You don't want your latkes that you work so hard to drain. You don't want them to get soggy. So let the liquid drip off a little bit. So we've got enough for about 3. Jake was a little heavy-handed with the beginning, so we have enough for about 2.5 or 3 in the bowl. We'll have about a dozen latkes. I'm going to put some kosher salt on them, just a little taste, and then we'll serve them up with sour cream and applesauce.
So here we are. We've taken the mixture. We've cooked the latkes over medium-high heat, pulled them off, salted them. They're all lined up here on the sheet tray. They look delicious. Let's try one.
Your pick.
So I'm going to take this
All right.
here. We'll bring it on. Now, do you want sour cream or applesauce?
So I do both,
Okay.
but I do them on the side.
Okay.
It's fine.
Do a little bit of that. Double that. Do a little bit of applesauce. All right.
Great.
Please do the honors.
All right, come on.
Oh, you can hear
Look
the
it. So it's
crisp.
crunchy on the outside.
Yep.
See how nice and creamy looking it is on the inside? I don't know if creamy is the right word. Someone will come up with a better word. All right, so this is, I build it. What are you going to have?
Probably just sour cream for me.
Really? You're not an applesauce guy?
No.
Okay.
Good? Delicious.
That's very sour creamy. That's very good.
So glad you visited us all the way from Boston
Thank
to
you.
teach us how to make these. There is one more ultimate judge we need,
Oh,
and that is Molly Kalick.
Molly Kalick. Come
My
on.
sister Molly.
Hi guys. Is this plate for me?
And Molly Kalick is not a sour cream girl.
No, I don't want it anywhere near my latke.
Okay. What do we think? Good?
Very good.
Good
Good.
job.
Nice job. Nice job.
Fa-
You learned.
family affair here at the Made in Test Kitchen. That is my mom's latke recipe. Wishing everyone a very happy holidays, happy Hanukkah. If you want to see more recipes, go to our YouTube. There's a lot more to come. Like and subscribe. Thanks for spending time with us. From our family to yours.
Can't wait to come back and do another.